Hi guys, and welcome to the Rocket League Replays YouTube channel. Today we want to present a video replay of the match between Team BDS and Gen.G Mobile 1 Racing during the Esports World Cup 2024. Don't forget to subscribe and put a like. Enjoy.
Great proposition to think that when you've got Chronic and apparently Jack giving everything that they did yesterday, to then add into the mix a first killer, Gen.G, a very scary team.
Just like that, the semifinal underway. BDS get first look at the kickoff, and really just a standard kickoff to start out. But the talk, especially when playoffs started, Corelli, is the amount of kickoff strats we've seen. So something we're going to be keeping an eye on in this Gen.G BDS series as well. The first 20 seconds as both teams figuring each other out. Jack, a little tester touch, and you felt that pressure coming from behind him. He lets that one go. Gen.G just trying to control the midfield.
Would love to see a great game out of this man right here. Chronic finding his space. He's been so sneaky with his touches, especially through the midfield. He's done a great job of beating the first defender oftentimes for Gen.G, opening up and unlocking that space behind them. His first killer almost got through the last man. Gen.G putting on the pressure early.
And you know, we talk about first killer not having to be the guy to do all the heavy lifting on this team, but guess what? He's still going to be lifted. And he will always be a threat down the way. You got to make sure you find a way to shut first killer down on those pushes. He moves fast. He loves to move the ball with pace. I always like to say, first killer, it's like he's playing in a bouncy castle. Like, he bounces around the ball. It almost doesn't look like he's controlling the ball, but he always is. It's just the pace that he moves at is so deadly. But right now, you know, it's been tough for either team to get any kind of consistent possession going. You see Exotic and Monkey Moon working well together. Jolly can't even get a free touch. Jack right in the lane.
But that's the setup that I think BDS want to find. Players at the top of the box, attacking with pace towards the net. Drawley was doing so. Gen.G were able to jump in front, and Exotic denied on the goal line.
Love that idea. Exotic always sitting on those underneath threats. His shooting is immaculate. If I want anybody shooting on BDS, I want to give that ball to Exotic. And wait, rule one there in the corner. But nope, they break it. I think that was a gentleman's break. I don't think any one player broke that one there. So don't get angry, chat. Or maybe get angry at both of them if you want, depending. BDS taking some shots.
So there's some fakes coming out from BDS as well. The last man in Gen.G trying to read the shot that was going to attack the goal line. And for BDS, again, those offbeat plays, the plays that slow down the attack for just a moment, especially when they get defenses in awkward positions, that's where they're at their best. Gen.G broke down for just a second.
Yeah, BDS have done a great job locking Gen.G down. When Gen.G do get the boost, they're off ball. You see him constantly having to dive back. Not a controlling touch from Chronic. First killer has to dive for it. Wow, great hustle there from first killer. That was good control from BDS. Again, that's the threat that first killer presents. Even on low boost, he can catch up to that play. They still can't get through the midfield.
Yeah, but right now, BDS locking in Gen.G. You're seeing a lot of these clears to the BDS corner from Gen.G. That's a great touch from first killer to follow up. But it's right back into the hands of Team BDS, who have done a great job of locking in Gen.G.
First killer gets a free touch. Exotic went to meet him. First killer saw him the whole way. Reset available off the bar into the net. Jack had it.
That's first killer doing first killer things.
Yes, sir.
You got to take it into your own hands sometimes. When you beat that first defender, bad things are going to happen for a defense, and they're lucky first killer just didn't put that one away. They got a second chance on it with the shot. But for Gen.G, those are the types of plays they're going to look for with first killer, and he executes perfectly.
Yeah, great work from Gen.G to give first killer that free touch that forced Exotic to hurry up. He saw first killer on the ball, and he thought, no, close, close, close. I've seen this before. Unfortunately, you can see it coming, and you still can't stop it. Exotic tried the low 50, threatening it high, but first killer, he stays right with the ball, doesn't get too far on top of it, and reads it well. Gen.G aren't afraid of BDS, despite the amount of time they've played in the orange half. BDS really controlled the ball well in the first half of this game, but they can't come up with the shot just yet. Drawley, that's the best look they had, Corelli. And the left side of the net was open there. They still find it. Exotic punches through.
Yeah, BDS, I mean, unrelenting pressure here. I feel like Drawley's shot should have just gone into the left side, but good follow-up from BDS. Monkey Moon kept that ball in the mix. That pop is so crucial to find the backboard and allow BDS to crash one more time. That was 3 chances in a row, Jorby, and they convert.
Both teams are looking solid right now. There's been a story this tournament of smackdowns and not really a lot of thriller series. We've had a couple of Game 5s in there. No 7-game series in the quarterfinals. Only one game, or only one series went 6 games. The rest were sweeps. And so this is already kind of shaping up to be one battle of attrition for both of these squads. Minute left as both look for the game-leading goal. Gen.G just fine right now on defense, except Monkey Moon just beat one defender, beats two defenders,
And
bumped the third defender! Monkey Moon 1v3, BDS with the lead!
He saw First Killer do it, he says, I could do it better. What a great first touch pass, First Killer. And he's got two in front of him, takes it himself with the bump on apparently Jack. That's a lot to calculate when you're in the air. And for Monkey Moon to navigate that perfectly shows why he's world class.
And Monkey Moon feeling like that will be a scary, scary time here for Gen.G. Soft touch from First Killer. Gets him the 50 back to Jack. Monkey Moon lying in wait. BDS, one going back for the corner boosts, but they're set up on the midfield. Trying to push forward on the right side. Great read from Drawley. He knew Chronic wanted to go deep. He saw he had a man downfield. Drawley called him on it and took him out on the play. But great job from Jack stuffing that and not letting BDS run all over them off that 50. Time running out here for Gen.G.
Yeah, it's go time for Gen.G. 10 seconds left, and Chronic, no boost, lets it go for First Killer. Gen.G, this is the most offense we've seen from them since the beginning of the game, and they've got to score now.
Nice.
The pass over to Chronic, it's denied by Monkey Moon, and this one looking to drop down, but it's over to First Killer. Backboard's found. Apparently Jack needs one more.
Okay.
Gen.G knocking on the door, but denied in game one.
Send two to win game one. Wow, what an opener. Well, that's tight. That pressure other than outside of that final minute. Jack started to come alive there. So if they can build on that here in game number 2 and split this difference, try to tie up the series, we'll see how they do. He did start to figure things out against that backboard. That BDS defense was stingy. BDS already start off taking some shots off the kickoff. Exotic pass over to Monkey Moon, free ball, but Exotic had to catch it. Drawley needed time as he went to go steal the corner.
And again, that's a perfect example. I mean, it's the epitome of what I was just talking about, Jorby. Gen.G in disarray on their own goal line. Players on the backboard, low boost, and shot after shot is coming in for Team BDS. And great passing play as well from BDS to break up. And again, just adding an extra beat to the play, and Gen.G can't keep up with it.
Extra touch. Looks like some confusion there between apparently Jack and First Killer about how that play was going to progress. That left Chronic stranded, but great job recovering. First Killer, or Chronic, got that 50 right down into him. And now a quick shot. First Killer makes it too hard.
And First Killer again on the transition, finding BDS in a tough spot. This is just a simple clear to the corner, and Drawley lets it go, and then too late to make the play. I mean, there's nothing sophisticated about this. It's just the quick transition from FK.
Yeah, First Killer again, man. So often we just see him be able to keep teams in games, sometimes really drag his old teams to victory. He hasn't had to drag Gen.G, but he still so consistently breaks them out of these holds. And BDS had them in one for a bit. Jack through the demo, has a light pop, but Monkey Moon keeps it high and away from the rotation. Gen.G are happy to wait, steals some boost, force BDS to get those clears out. Exotic makes some quick work of it. Went for the bump. Chronic forced to hurry up. Oh, Monkey Moon hit it with the changeup, but couldn't put it on target. He felt First Killer coming behind him, and that hurry up, there were two hurry up plays there off ball Corelli that prevented the goals from going in.
The house.
Drawley finally makes sure it goes through. Monkey Moon held him in place.
So many moving parts for BDS, and this is why Gen.G struggled to keep up with them. Exotic, he went for the pre-jump and then dove at Chronic. Drawley was the one to actually follow it up. Everyone in BDS involved in the attack, and with one man in isolation for Gen.G, he's toast.
Love how BDS were approaching that. Try to create the space. They're running away. Good, go chase them down. Force them to run away from the ball. Right after Chronic got that mistouch, that was from Exotic, chasing him down, and where that snowball effect started to kill Gen.G. All credit to Exotic, breaking that whole play open for Drawley and Monkey Moon to help finish it off. And Gen.G in a tied game now. Monkey Moon works his way around, and he's looked real solid so far in these first two games.
I mean, BDS, it feels like they're prison guards right now, and every once in a while, Gen.G have a prison break down the field in transition, and then BDS put them right back in their place.
Wow.
As that one does find the backboard on the bounce shot, but BDS, a vice grip on the defense of Gen.G right now.
Gen.G trying to break out of the cell. Chronic. Well, unfortunately, his thieving is only about 40 right now. Can't break out of the midfield, but apparently Jack can't help him out. Free clear for Gen.G. They're going to go hard and fast. Chronic off the wall, fakes the high touch. Monkey Moon wants the hard clear as well, so both teams trying to catch each other out on the quick transition. It might work out for BDS here as Gen.G hurry up in front of the box. Monkey Moon gets a free touch as it lazily rolls down from the corner. Air dribble, wants the bump. Gen.G get another clear.
But it's right back into the hands of BDS. They're clearing from their back line, just trying to relieve pressure with not a lot of intention behind it, Jorby. And you can tell because it's straight to BDS defenders. And despite the boost counts being better for Gen.G, still having to play a lot of defense here. Chronic now trying to show off some individual play. Again, he was the one I pointed out. I feel like you need a big game from Chronic or a big series from Chronic.
I was gonna say, you know, when he goes invisible, that seems to be when Gen.G start to struggle. He has to find a way to break through for Gen.G.
And he doesn't have to be the goal scorer. A lot of times he finds himself in that point man position, just breaking up the defense and harassing the last man in transition. And that's where Gen.G's finding their success right now.
And most times Chronic ends up being the third on Gen.G just by nature of how First Killer and apparently Jack play the game. But maybe taking that advanced position will help him out a little bit, but he hasn't had that much success yet. Gen.G haven't had a lot of success holding BDS on the blue half. Those 50s, the slow ball. First Killer gets some time to think about how to push forward. First Killer, it's the Vanguard approach, which is lay your spear down and full charge. Apparently Jack lays it up on the trebuchet. Chronic tries to push the rock forward, but the castle walls stand tall for BDS.
A bump on Monkey Moon might open up some space for First Killer. Gen.G, now they slowly corralling this team BDS defense. BDS, everyone's on 0 boost right now. 1 pad for Drawley, 1 pad for Monkey Moon as they do get the clear. For Gen.G, for a moment, had BDS completely drained. But BDS are able to break out and they attack once more.
The First Killer went up for the cover and option. Ooh, Drawley. He was jumping from a disadvantage there. Apparently Jack in a solid spot. Not really a threatening opportunity there from BDS. Jack is downfield, forces Drawley up early. He couldn't get the touch, but it bounces out for free. First Killer had to respect it. Monkey Moon was in the way. There was no way for him to go in, so no shot for Gen.G.
You have to be so careful not to dive in.
He got caught. He got caught.
He was right in the middle of everything. No man's land now, time ticking down. Gen.G, who have gained some ground in game 2, find themselves tied up. And what's been a defensive series so far for them. Can they keep this one alive? Chronic's going to throw it downfield, and surely Monkey Moon going to kill it.
Yeah, that was just safety, Jack, hoping that you could just get the free touch. Chronic's moving with pace. Yeah, you got a one-on-one, but that was going to be tough to bring down and actually make a good, solid chance of BDS win the kickoff. Drawley making a lot of work. What a touch to get it back to Monkey. Exotic got bumped, but he still made the shot denied. Gen.G come through with the layers, and here comes the counter. Exotic misses it. Chronic not going to get there. Drawley breaks BDS out of a tough one.
And that's, again, another big chance for Gen.G on those transitions. Been so scary. That's a pinch down towards the box. Monkey Moon going to play it slow and back up the wall.
Oh, beats Jack on one. Chronic calls him on the second. But BDS, they've had full ownership of Gen.G's corners. Monkey Moon taking another shot. That's going to force Jack away from his boost. Monkey Moon gets that one as well. And they'll start to starve them out, but Jack got the midfield boost. Heavy touch back to Chronic. Chronic underneath to Jack. Jack goes for the bump. And First Killer was too far off the ball. He had no boost. There was no way he could go for the ball.
He just hadn't caught up to the play. It was actually pretty smart to let that one go. But Gen.G and First Killer in particular just couldn't get back up into the play. Apparently Jack and Chronic transitioned so quickly. And we stay tied over a minute of overtime, but Exotic threatening a dangerous ball. Bumps are coming through. The finishing shot off the post. And First Killer to clear it away.
I don't think we could rinse Monkey Moon too hard for that one. That near side of the net was covered. He had to go with pace. He couldn't shoot to the other side. A really good design there from BDS to open up that opportunity. But great job from Gen.G. You did enough with your position to prevent it. Oh, First Killer dunks it through off the post. Gen.G tied it up.
You leave a little gap in your defense, and First Killer will find it. Drawley and Monkey Moon in the same spot. And in between Monkey Moon and Exotic was a singular inch of space, and First Killer found it.
And that type of moment is big for them.
Well, BDS, I do think that Monkey Moon in particular has looked very solid. I mean, BDS had control of Gen.G in their own half for a good while in game number 2. But 2 straight overtimes now, Corelli. And are we gonna get that the whole way?
I hope so.
Back and forth on it. BDS have had better offensive pressure, sure. But Gen.G on the counters have made it work. Well, which one's gonna work, or will it start switching up? As Gen.G get a big all clear down to the blue half. Maybe they get the free backboard. taking it back to apparently Jack to the top shelf. Beautiful save and a beautiful clear.
And I think for BDS, they're going to have to switch it up a little bit. Gen.G becoming a bit smarter defensively, and they're not getting locked in as much. BDS, that coordinated lockdown type of attack, they might need to speed up a little bit, then slow down, mix up their attack a little bit more to throw off that Gen.G defense.
So funny, first killer gets that reset, and you think, okay, now BDS get the clear right now. First killer's like, how about I just pinch it away back to my team? And then we go again, but Monkey Moon gets the free ball. The shot denied, a little awkward for Gen.G. Drolly trying to buy time. Jack actually gets the ball. Exotic went the whole way back. He gave it to him. Exotic had boost to contest that ball in the midfield, but they still got it back to Drolly. Beats the first defender out, but is forced to go wide. There was no hole for him to punch through there. Good coverage on the backboard.
Gen.G staying disciplined defensively, despite playing a ton of defense down the demo. And good coverage by BDS, especially anticipating that demo and ensuring that this one gets out. Gen.G, low boost here for first killer, and a Chronic and apparently Jack now have to deal with Drolly, who's found his way all the way to the backboard with no boost. Means Gen.G can progress downfield.
Well, Monkey Moon bought a little time for Exotic, but BDS aren't getting to that follow-up challenge after the initial 50. First killer, wow. Nice idea to try to beat Exotic there on the play. Unfortunately, Chronic, that was a tough ball to handle. And Monkey Moon, that shot's just not powerful enough. He had to go vertical, though. It was going to be tough to put power on it.
Yeah, a couple times he's not had enough power on the shot. And he's been in a tough spot. That one's a tough one to get power on if you're not a little bit more behind it. You have to get over the ball. But for BDS, they're fine here. They've done well to keep the offense going, and they want to find that lockdown offense. Again, they're getting some shots off. This time he goes low and secures the first goal.
Now on the back wall, that's a tough place to be as the final defender. Drolly holds that ball, beats Jack, has the flip, and first killer comes across. All right, I saw first killer after he jumped. I thought it came from the wall, though. He was on the ground. He knew that shot was coming, but you're playing from a disadvantage after Drolly beats Jack. First killer playing underneath him, and that's going to be tough to make that save. Great shot.
So BDS jump into the lead once again. And for first killer, eyes on him for the offense.
First killer's given him a couple of different looks on the 50s. That last one that he tried where he faked it forward, pushed it back. Really got to keep your camera on a swivel and make sure you know exactly first killer's doing with that ball, how you're positioning against him. But here's a good win from Exotic. Fakes one. I mean, maybe
he faked his own teammate too, I think. Yeah. He just took that one across the box. Now the passing plays come out. And Gen.G very strong defensively there. Nobody fooled on that pass. But time slowly ticking down, Jorby, and we're seeing a little bit more possession go over to BDS. It feels like it's only a matter of time till they get their second light shot. Gen.G turn it away once again.
That reset into the heel touch from Drolly earlier, so deceptive. Chronic almost gets caught out. Monkey Moon knows he's starved, chases him down. BDS almost forced to go the whole way back, but where were Gen.G on the midfield challenge? That seemed like the best time to go get it.
A little slow to move downfield for Gen.G. Just can't leave a bouncing ball like that for free for BDS, but here comes Gen.G, passing play. Chronic finds the backboard, but Monkey Moon, great clear and read. And BDS right in the driver's seat. Now it's just Chronic. Low boost. Drolly's going for the dunk. He does find it. Is it an own goal? It is. Monkey Moon will punch it through. And BDS a 2-0 lead.
I can't see first killer POV here. I'm not sure how exactly he was seeing it, but he's going underneath. He's thinking that ball's going to the right side. He wants to cover right in the center so he can pop it out to the side. And honestly, that 50 probably went in the one spot that he was hoping it wasn't. That's unfortunate for first killer, but like you said, Chronic, he was uncomfortable. BDS, a quick transition created that discomfort, and Gen.G did not have an answer for it. Now Drolly trying to push it, and he's putting some pain into the Gen.G net.
And that's twice now. In the previous goal, Drolly's just attacking the players. Not necessarily the net with the ball. He's just trying to remove defenders because he knows he doesn't have to score. All he needs to do is break up the defense, especially when they're in transition, and he knows his team will follow up behind him. That time it just goes in.
I mean, the way he goes for that bump too is like he starts to pop, but he never points his nose up. He just starts boosting forward, and Jack has to, for a split second, be like, is he going to play it up, or do I have to avoid a bump? And he does a good job to try to adjust, but Drolly, when he gets a chance like that in front of the third, it shows you why that kid is special. That one just off the bar. Chronic steals the boost out. This game is feeling like it's under wraps. Gen.G You're hoping for a pick-me-up goal heading into the next game, but this is good pressure. Chronic will get a goal here, but a lot of work to do with 29.
A lot of work, but a decent amount of time. And this is the pressure for Gen.G that they need to find throughout the entirety of the game. This is now 2 games in a row where they come alive late in the game when they're losing. It's fine, but you're not gonna. It's so much more stressful to be playing down for so long, especially in a game where you've played so defensive.
A couple of times just willing to give up the midfield as well when BDS seemed vulnerable. And maybe a product of, you know, going back and looking at it, maybe they didn't have the boost. Maybe they had to pull themselves out of position for a second because they were starved. But honestly, the boost battle hasn't been one-sided. And it may just come down to timing, as it so often does in matchups like these. BDS's defense has been excellent overall, and they will take game number 3, 2-1 overall in the series.
Great game from BDS, and who was the big playmaker in this game? Drawley on those last 2 goals.
Now, with the supporting complements behind them,
Right.
you can find a way to enable him on offense and actually put consistent pressure on BDS's defense. You might find a way to get success.
And that's been the big difference, right? Is BDS, as I mentioned before, it feels like as a team, they're creating more chances for each other. Multiple shots in singular attacks downfield. Gen.G hasn't really been able to do that, you know, sans the last 30, 40 seconds of a game.
Yeah.
So let's see. I trust Coach Chrome to figure it out for Gen.G. And that's not a great sight for them. Drawley double tap, drops it down, and the hammer on top of their heads. Team BDS quickly into the lead.
Now, first killer turning back around, confident he can get to that double tap, but Chronic just absolutely diced. Couldn't get to the ball at all. Exotic jumping back, creating an opportunity for Drawley, and Drawley sees first killer underneath, knows the shot isn't available, come up and beat me to the ball, and first killer cannot. Apparently Jack on the kickoff, trying to get Gen.G on the right foot. They can't even land on their feet right now. BDS sweeping them out from under the rug.
What a jump from Exotic, confidently attacking that one with pace, and you got to give some credit over to the defense of Gen.G. That's a tough read with how fast that happened for BDS, but here comes Drawley again. Is there follow-up? There is, but first killer able to clear it away.
This feels like classic BDS. You know, defense, defense, all right, pressure, pressure, we get every touch, and we just win the game. That's the championship level Monkey Moon style BDS, no. Chronic gets the touch here, maybe he can get some pressure or a bump, and that just has not worked. Gen.G have tried the air dribble up, hold the ball high in the air, go for the demo. None of that has worked.
Well, you know, there's a few keys to victory for any game of Rocket League, Jorby, as what you're trying to say there, and it's like control the midfield is step 1, right, for Team BDS. Absolute control of the midfield through a few games here, controlling the opposition's boost. We're seeing a lot of that from BDS. They've done a great job offensively, and for Gen.G, they have not had a lot of options.
Well, first killer, not a bad idea. Pushed forward on the challenge, then went back to get the 50, but it doesn't matter.
Oh my goodness.
There, and that is an absolutely disgusting redirect. Drawley, please. Gen.G may have to take a shower after that one because that was dirty.
Somebody send help. Gen.G.
Redirect. Oh.
I mean, what can you do? It happens so quick. Blink and you miss it. Drawley's there. And it's a great pinch, but I don't know, maybe even better redirect with the pace that one had.
Leaf, if that's not on the top plays, I'm going to be mad at you. Wow.
What a start for BDS. And for Gen.G, shocked in Game 4 after a timeout. They haven't really shown anything different, Jorby. We're not seeing that offense. In fact, right now, we're just seeing defenses being chopped up. Another one to the far post. Drawley again. Hat trick for him, and it's only 2 minutes into the game.
Toss your toppers onto the field. Drawley, wow. Just, Gen.G can't control the ball at all right now. Every 50 is away. They get the touch, and the last 3 touches Gen.G had, it was touch and run, touch and run. And that is never going to win you a game when you're constantly on the touch and run against BDS. And I mean, there's 3 minutes of gameplay left. But Gen.G's offense has just been completely stuffed. Gen.G 1 goal in the last 8 minutes.
And Gen.G, I mean, I think they've been so used to the methodical attack from Team BDS, and oh my gosh, they're painting the outside of the net. Drawley trying to get a bump on someone. But BDS, they've been so methodical, slow to advance downfield and just kind of covering all the options. And these last 3 goals, no, it's like a snake bite offense. They're in and they're out. And they're scoring. And for Gen.G, I mean, they've generated maybe a couple shots. None on first killer, none on apparently Jack. They need to find that offense. 1 on Chronic.
There we go. Good hold here from Chronic. But where's the support? Jack is playing outside the ball. First killer's playing the clear. He got the catch. But still, nobody was actually playing the win there, and that shows you Gen.G. They don't have any confidence in their rotation or the 50 win right now, but they're getting back to the ball. They just can't command in the blue half. Going back, Chronic losing that touch, and it's stolen away by Monkey Moon. It's like they don't have eyes on every BDS player. Monkey Moon came from behind there. Exotic came from behind at the start of the game to open up the scoring with Drawley. So somebody's dropping their eyes on a player on BDS, and that's why they're not getting there in time. They're letting the ball go. They think they have time, but they don't. There's always a BDS player right there. Somewhere on the blind side, Gen.G have to get their cameras on a swivel. They have to know where all three of these BDS players are. If you don't have awareness, I mean, awareness is the first step of the game. And there you go. Great pass over to first killer. Gen.G finally break through.
Yeah, so smart here from Chronic to go the extra touch. Everyone's expecting him to drop this one down, but I think everyone was looking at the ball and didn't know where first killer was. Tough to catch up to that play once Chronic gets a hold of it. And first killer there to knock it home. Gen.G with 1:25 to mount the comeback.
The crowd trying to get Gen.G back into it as well. The Let's Go Gen.G chants breaking out here. The catch for Monkey Moon. Beautiful catch. BDS weren't ready for it. BDS don't have to be ready for it. This is the stage of the game. You don't have to do anything too fancy. You don't have to take too many risks. You go through your sequence, you get the 50, make sure you've got the angles covered off ball, and you're good to go. Gen.G, though, have found a way to hold the ball a little bit more here in the blue half in the final minute. Again, waking up late in the game. But a big clear here for BDS will waste more time on the clock.
BDS have done such a great job in this series to dispossess and harass Gen.G. Really a masterclass in it throughout these 4 games. And they are running out the clock perfectly right now. Gen.G have no answers for the positioning of BDS. And even a clear like this, BDS really shouldn't have too much of an issue with. It's an easy cleanup for Drawley, and time is just melting off the clock.
Chronic, I mean, what was that? Chronic has boost. He's not being chased down. He just gave up the ball. You can't be giving up the ball with 20 seconds left. You need to do something to bring that down, make a guy miss. At BDS, they ain't missing. And time's running out. Unless they have a goal with time left, they ain't getting it. One last try for Chronic. BDS have this series in hand on triple match point in the semifinals. This kid at the center of it, Drawley, getting the job done. Exotic and Monkey Moon following right behind.
What a great game from Drawley and from BDS.
Front to back right now.
Couldn't say it better myself, Jorby. Couldn't say it better myself. I mean, for Gen.G, they already used their timeout, so
this is it.
Chrome's got to be yapping up there for sure if Gen.G is going to make a change, because like you said, they're on match point, and it's been lackluster from Gen.G.
Where's the creativity? Where's the can
possession?
Opener? First killer's been quiet, and just no one able to do anything productive with the ball. I mean, credit to BDS. You talk about their work.
Did he just do it again?
Jeez,
he did it again.
You know, Drawley, he's the EU first killer, or maybe first killer the NA Drawley. I think he's starting to get one up over him here, but oh man.
I mean, he's just running all over him.
Well, Chronic took such a wide angle there. How are you not respecting Drawley there? Why was he so aggressive on that challenge when you know he's on it, boosting around it? I thought that was a terrible angle. What's going on here?
Yeah, for Gen.G, I mean, that you can't allow that one to go in. I mean, he beat everyone with a simple air dribble. He didn't do anything else.
Like, how's that going in? I just don't understand what's happening to him right now.
Yeah, Gen.G certainly falling apart. And for BDS, I mean, they have been at the same level throughout every single game.
Well, ooh, great touch there from apparently Jack, and now, okay. In the first minute, Gen.G get a goal, a rare spot here, but a great setup from first killer initially. Jack comes across, they get 2 to bite. Nobody's looking at first killer anymore. Everyone looked at Jack defending the shot, and that's all Gen.G needed.
And that's a great touch from apparently Jack there to find first killer. And for Gen.G, they're going to need more of that. You were venting your frustrations there, Jorby, with Gen.G as this, whoa, first killer doesn't get it.
Nobody gets contact on it. Drawley has a tap in for Team BDS, but what a shot coming out from Monkey Moon. A surgical positioning from him. And for BDS, again, I mean, this is just for Gen.G. Right as they get one back, BDS right back on top of them.
I mean, they lost the kickoff, lost the touch. Drolly can do no wrong right now. And first killer, I mean, Monkey Moon with that initial touch, but off the pass as well. Chronic, good hold, reset. Jumping forward, BDS sent 2 again. First killer with the bump from Jack. It's a slow roller. Whoa. And Gen.G slowly getting back into the game.
And that's good from Gen.G. They got everyone to jump. That was technically a triple commit, even though Monkey Moon, I think, was just trying to get back down to the ground, but he got punted out of the way. And that let that one trickle in for Gen.G. All tied up in Game 5 when we're barely a minute in.
4 goals, definitely one of our higher scoring games in the series. Well, let's see, Gen.G now. You've gotten a couple of solid goals. You were able to force BDS out on the orange and actually put some decent pressure on. Some good soft touches. BDS, though, not really perfect on defense. 2 double commits that opened up that space. So you got 4 eyes on 1 car. And, oh, wow, I think, did that bump back into him? I don't know if he got the follow-up touch. But the demo doesn't work out. The challenge, back to first killer. And like you said, Jack, setting that up nicely.
Great work from Chronic, the last man to deny both those. And even getting demoed for it. And then apparently Jack dunking this one downfield. Fantastic work from him. And again, on the transition, Jorby, that's where Gen.G's finding their success.
And you said it, Chronic, getting those demos, getting more productive off the ball, where he just hasn't had that much production. And they need all 3 clicking right now. That one catched. I don't know if I have to say the same for BDS right now with the way Drolly's playing, because he's had a couple of great tries really on his own. Some nice support, first killer underneath. Let's see how Gen.G set this one up. Some testers, good catch from Jack. That's what you really want. You want them to hold on to that ball. Ball security wasn't great earlier in the series, but a huge bump from Drolly. And BDS, they're cutting you about 30 different ways right now.
Yeah, simple as you like. And Gen.G's attack just too low for popping that ball up. Chronic wanted to get involved, but Drolly said no way. And Exotic, a free goal at that point. And BDS now finding Gen.G in the transition and putting that one away for the equalizer.
That one I'm not going to blame Chronic for, because you know your first and second man completely lost. And if you sat there, guess what? Drolly's going to bump you anyway. And wow, first killer got that on the back corner of his car. Doesn't matter though. Gen.G have to find a way out. Good follow-up there from Chronic. I was a little sus on the first touch. Thought that was going right back to BDS. But he made it work, and now he set Gen.G up here on offense. Jack, turn and tail on the challenge. Chronic gets slightly bumped off the play, but that might work out. Unfortunately, Gen.G couldn't get set enough for that high touch. I like the idea here from Gen.G. Start clearing out the fields and slicing the weeds out of the orange half so they can break out downfield. First killer has to work hard here from the corner.
Gen.G are trying to set up their offense, but they just keep missing crucial touches to keep possession, and a light shot from Exotic. Well, it means that Drolly gets to go off the ceiling, I suppose, and this one dropping down in front of the net. Still, look how many opportunities that BDS are able to generate. Dangerous ones that trickle down in front of the net or across it. And Gen.G in a frenzy to get this one out.
Oh, great challenge from Exotic. He was third man there. You had 2 players from Gen.G going quick on the transition. He opts to take the challenge, jumping from behind the third. Surely would have been a Gen.G goal. And Exotic makes the right call on the aggressive challenge. Drolly's under some pressure, just gets to the read. First killer went for the quick one, and he definitely had it locked in. So some tight ones for Gen.G. They're getting some good pressure. They're getting some decent opportunities. But this is the BDS defense they have to contend with. First killer opting for control, going quick up the wall. He's got the BDS defense still to contend with, and goes up high. BDS are willing to meet him at the punch. They're not gonna wait for first killer to come by. They're gonna go and meet him at the mouth.
There's a quality clear from Gen.G, but right back the other way goes BDS. They can do it too. And a call out from Drolly, knew exactly where the defense was going. Nobody's back, and Exotic trying to find a player to pass to, but the defense finally gets home for Gen.G as Drolly faking everyone on that. BDS having to ramp back up.
Drolly truly is thinking 2 steps ahead of everyone else on the pitch right now. That's not even the second time he's gotten a touch like that, where you have to really have a premonition about where that's going. Monkey Moon, though, with a good touch downfield. Beats the first man. Gen.G are happy for that, though. And I'm happy that Monkey Moon gets the boost. Another touch out. Monkey Moon dives from across. That's what stealing the corner boost lets you do. You get to cut. You get to keep control. You get to drop it down for Exotic. Drolly off the wall. Exotic's just going to plant his nose in the box. Monkey Moon, top shelf denied. Jack has the save, but they need more than that. As BDS look for the game-leading goal, look for the match-winning goal. Exotic across. Got the dunk. Gen.G are getting stuffed right now, and there seems to be no way out of the trash compactor. Drolly across, looking for it. Monkey Moon, it was all a fake, but no shot was good enough to put it through.
And that was like a full minute of attack for BDS. And they weren't able to break through. Now this one's going to find the backboard for FURIA. Exotics there and denied by Chronic. This one pinches awkwardly across him, and Gen.G right back into the blender.
Well, talk about twists and turns. And Gen.G happy that they aren't the smoothie. However, they might be looking a little pulpy as BDS. They could smell blood right there. Gen.G just get back in time. Trolley, couple last touches, starting to fall a little flat. Gen.G just need to stabilize. They get a great touch down the way. Awkward for Trolley, just gets the touch out. First killer gets the boost. Out of the midfield, Jack needs something. He's gonna leave the play for a second as Chronic will take it. Jack's got boost and the shot. A little bit of space. Chronic has to play quick though. BDS have told you, we aren't going to wait, we're going to go. Monkey Moon did so, but Exotic has to get back. BDS have been on the defensive, on their back wheels for this whole minute of OT, and they get the low 50. They're starting to change the speed, and they finally get Gen.G back on the orange half.
Oh, a welcome pinch for Gen.G. BDS were looking to set back up, and BDS are now throwing the ball downfield. Gen.G would do well to find this one in possession and then carry it out, but BDS are able to get a couple dunks. Apparently Jack not out of it yet. Gen.G, they've been finding more and more of that offense. And I think it's just because they've been able to get their own boosts on their own side to break out with some pace. And now BDS forced to play some defense.
Oh, Drolly. Luckily he had Exotic there, but that's not what they needed. That gives Gen.G an opportunity in. Chronic stays on the wall for the 50. Jack got slightly bumped out, but he'll steal the boost out. Gen.G or BDS, all three on 0 boost. Everyone's on small pad duty, and Exotic with 24. That's all he needs to get up there and clear them out. That's such a huge clear for BDS. Everybody was starved, and now everyone gets to refuel. BDS break out of a tight one, and here comes Exotic, but a quick challenge forces Drolly to play.
Great challenge from first killer. There's a demo, I believe it was on Chronic, and he's still getting harassed off the spawn. Here comes the shot. Monkey Moon. Chronic able to turn it away, and Gen.G on the transition. Scary here for BDS. Low boost for the defenders, and then make a clear.
They're feeling the panic. Another double commit from BDS, and Monkey Moon gets bumped off the play. Chronic 1. Chronic reset. Chronic 3.
Oh no.
What a fourth. No, it's too long. Monkey Moon is going to get in front of you eventually.
Lots of time here for first killer. He picks Chronic.
What a touch. He's starting to wake up.
Gen.G showing their offense, flexing their muscle a little bit more in a series where they have been backed up. BDS have looked the better offensive team, no doubt. And Gen.G trying to stay alive.
First killer. Tried to get that to Jack. It still works out. Jack stays with it. Exotic was ready for any mistouch that came his way. Now Jack goes underneath 1, and Monkey Moon gets the challenge. Not really much that Chronic could do. He was coming with pace across, too far on the side of the ball. Jack, great first touch, sizes it up, trying to shade what he's trying to do. First killer too late to the play. We're just trying to squeeze BDS, not necessarily trying to force that in front of the box, just trying to starve them out again. But despite the starvation, BDS do not care. They're on the 7-day fast. They can keep going as long as they want. 3 minutes of OT. Gen.G have had them on the ropes, but BDS full tight roping it here with the acrobatics and finding ways to break out. That shot on target denied by first killer.
I mean, both teams have had each other on the ropes. I think BDS certainly have put Gen.G's back against the wall more than Gen.G has returned the favor, as that one goes well wide. But Gen.G are finding more and more opportunities, Jorby. They're controlling the midfield a lot more. They've shut down Drolly, that's for sure. Hasn't really been involved too much, but now again, throwing a couple fakes and buying himself some extra space.
But it's still good for Chronic to go there. You have to force them to go in a lane. You can't keep all the lanes open for too long. So get that challenge. Chronic with the touch, but Gen.G needed boost. They had to get back. Chronic's going to need some time as well. Well, he actually got that midfield boost. First killer misses the ball, though. That's an uncomfortable situation for Chronic. He's able to make the challenge. Monkey Moon has Trolley bumping players underneath, but the Gen.G layers hold firm. Jack trying to stick with it. BDS slowing it down. Jack, quick attack, 1 to beat. In the air, got the bump! Apparently Jack down the field. It ain't over just yet after 4 minutes of OT.
What a challenge from first killer, and look how fast apparently Jack gets up and reads this play, and then has the wherewithal to know the last man's there and bumps him out of the way. Apparently Jack.
later games, and you just can't do that against this team. The ball security has been so much better from him, and he's not the one scoring, but he is the one holding the ball, creating more opportunities.
You're looking for impact. That's what you want out of Chronic. Whatever way that comes, Gen.G are happy.
Gen.G trying to increase the smile. Let's see if they can keep it going. Apparently Jack with the demo, giving Chronic a bit of space, but that's a heavy touch. He'll work his way around the first killer. Low 50, back to Jack. Right, left side, cannot hit it. Exotic down the field. He wins the boost on the up, but first killer doesn't care. He's got Jack going down, and Jack,
wow, what a recovery.
Bump. Well, yeah, like you said.
From Monkey Moon there, he really went up with a wild aerial and somehow still came up with the touch. I think apparently Jack got the call out that Monkey Moon kind of flubbed, and then Monkey Moon still stayed with the play. And the BDS backed up here in the first 40 seconds. Not how this series has gone.
Not at all. Chronic couldn't go get that midfield boost, had to play the ball, and that's a hard redirect from Drawley. Rebound in, Exotic opens the score.
And with that much space, BDS are gonna find the bumps. They're gonna attack those last players physically. And for first killer and apparently Jack, they're trying to make the play. Apparently Jack, even if he got the read, I think Monkey Moon would have crushed him on the in and out save there. So for BDS, a quality goal. And they're up 1-0.
That's a tough place to play defense when both you have to go in the net and first killer can't get a clear out to the corner, and you just hope he can come out for the squishy save. That is probably the worst part of defense you don't want to be playing. Let's see what they got. Jack going hard, sees the backboard, has the net! BDS, a rare whiff on the backboard, and Gen.G sneak through.
Yeah, simple as that. You got to make the touch on the backboard. It's Exotic, and I think he ran out of boost going up for that, which meant he was going to be late, and apparently Jack, he's good enough to put it away. A double tap like that feels routine, and we're all tied up.
You know, as the Chiefs loves to say, sometimes just send it, baby, and see if they make the play.
That sounds like a Chiefs.
It does. You know how many times he said that to me? During our games. It's like, just send it. I don't ever hit it. But here's Gen.G, they've been hitting them. Apparently Jack gonna pull out. BDS on top of it. Ooh, not the aerial they want. They see first killer there. Like you said, first killer. He steals the ball away. BDS try the quick attack downfield. First killer reads it all day.
Look at that first touch from first killer into the ceiling to himself with the flip reset. And he got a little help from the last man of BDS, I'll say that. But highly mechanical from first killer to use the bottom of his car to get a flip reset and pass to himself off the ceiling.
Just an average Tuesday goal for first killer. Exotic holding that ball. Gen.G not going to let their player in net be too uncomfortable. Try to take away that ball from underneath. Let that guy who's sitting back uncomfortable, give him the clear angle so you can go bim bam and slam that ball into the net. Gen.G looking so much better in the back half of this series, currently in the lead and able to hold on to that ball. BDS still have solid threats down the field, but Corelli, notably Drawley, silent in the last two games.
Well, even with Gen.G finding some confidence and the offense, BDS still look great. I mean, offensively, they're getting less offensive output, but it was so high before that they can afford to do so. Certainly still getting quality attacks off against the Gen.G defense. But Gen.G certainly looking better offensively here in this series, and that's scary for BDS. You don't want to let Gen.G gain that confidence going into the final game if they were to win.
BDS have been held here in the blue half. Drawley can't go, getting harassed on the back line. Yeah, Monkey Moon, easy clear for him. Maybe start tripping up this Gen.G rotation. They get a demo. Gen.G will have to buy some time. Exotic scoops the ball away from Jack. First killer on the corner. Chronic will take the first lead, though. A stuff on the 50, Monkey Moon. Whoa! And good recovery there from first killer, but man, I wouldn't have seen that coming either.
2 minutes left on the clock, and BDS letting this one kind of get away from them with the long-range shots high and above the net. That's a quality shot from BDS there, but Gen.G ready for it. And Gen.G looking for some cushion with 1:45 on the clock. Looking to find that game 7.
Well, Chronic got forced up the wall by Drawley, but he had full boost, so stealing that corner isn't going to be valuable enough for Drawley on this push. He will get the midfield, though. Exotic chases him down, and first killer, good job supporting apparently Jack there. Seeing he was in trouble, you come right in to cut onto the ball. You force BDS to really work for the effort, and just like that, Gen.G get the clear.
And BDS certainly finding more confidence here in the last 30 seconds or so, pushing Gen.G back, long range, clear, and pass over to Exotic. He let it go. Gen.G have to be careful. BDS unlocking Drawley once again, off the backboard. One more will do. BDS find their equalizer.
Yep, there it is. BDS hold the ball here. Drawley's got all the options. He's just going to let it go. Ball flies away. Monkey Moon makes it too hard, and Chronic, it's all about timing there. And just like Jack hitting it too hard for Exotic to hit the read off the backboard, it's too hard for Chronic to get to. It's just a tad too slow.
All tied up, knotted at 2. 1 minute on the clock. BDS trying to shut down Gen.G, and they might do it here. Monkey Moon just under the crossbar, and they're into the lead.
They double up on the kickoff, and Drawley sets it up. He fakes the reset and just kicks Chronic out of the play entirely. The shot still has to be great. You had 2 Gen.G defenders covering the net, and he hits an absolute heater to the top shelf. That's the type of Monkey Moon you want to see here in the semifinals. But Gen.G, they got time, and they ain't quitting just yet. First killer, the touchdown. BDS get the clear out. Chronic sitting back. Jack going forward. No boost for first killer in the midfield, but he gets to go back and get that boost. Monkey Moon keeps first killer locked down in the midfield. Gen.G struggling to get control of it. Chronic got the boost, but he lost the ball. Jack says, here, try again. Chronic just sends it, and it's sent away by Drawley. Back over to Exotic. Monkey Moon has to chase this down. A couple last tries here, Corelli, for Gen.G.
Need to get down the field if you're Gen.G. Less than 20. And BDS looking to lock him down right here. Keep them in their corner. Harass them as much as you can. Dispossess at any moment to deny Gen.G the carry downfield, and they're doing just so.
Apparently Jack again off the ceiling. Too light of a touch. Double commit from Gen.G. There's no time left. Jack has to make some magic happen, and there it might be. First killer across. Chronic has to chase it. He got the pop-up against the ceiling. Exotic was ready, but Jack gets a free touch. He's got boost to work with. Wants the bump. First killer on the catch. Chronic coming through. It's down on the ground. BDS to the grand final.
BDS controlled this game from start to finish, and even though some of these games got away from them,